Hey guys, Tiffany with another video, and as you guys saw in the title, this is going to be another one of my 5 things I hated, and this time in the month of May. Now I know I did my first video of this type a few months ago, and I did tell you guys that this would be like a regular thing I would do every month. Child, I lied. It's really not my fault. Like, my work schedule has been so hectic. I've been working like 58 hours every week, which has in turn caused my upload schedule to be trash. And I apologize, but I am getting these videos out to you guys whenever I can find the smallest amount of free time, like today. So no more talking. Let's talk about those products that I just did not care for in the month of May. So first things first, let's talk about a foundation. I actually picked up 2 new foundations in the month of May. And I know I told y'all I was not purchasing any more foundations, but these were both like drugstore foundations, so I don't really feel like too guilty about it. But this particular one is the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Luminous Makeup Nude Skin Feel All Day Wear Broad Spectrum SPF 18 Sunscreen Foundation. I know a lot of people are telling me that they purchased this from Ulta, but my Ulta didn't carry it in stock, and I really wanted to see the foundation in person so I could choose a good foundation match. And then a lot of the Walmarts near me, for whatever reason, aren't carrying Flower Beauty anymore, but I finally did find one that carries it. And it only comes in maybe like 10-12 shades, so there wasn't much to choose from, but I did decide to go with the shade Nutmeg D2. I like the packaging. I love the fact that it comes in a glass bottle. It does look really expensive, and I love the fact that it comes with a pump. But that's where all the love stops, because this foundation, hated it. Now I will say that I think this is going to be more of like a personal preference type of foundation. It does advertise to be a luminous makeup with a nude skin feel. You guys know I am combination oily, so that probably should have kind of deterred me away from the beginning. But there have been some luminous or like radiant releases with foundations lately that I've actually really loved and worked for me. So I wanted to give this a try as well, but it did not hold up to my combo oily skin. A couple of hours in, I started to see where my oils were coming through, and I did prep my skin with a good matte primer, and I also set my face, and I still felt like I got super oily with this foundation. Now, I don't really recall what type of coverage they are advertising with this foundation, but to me it definitely gives off more of a light to medium type of finish, and that may be where the whole nude skin feel comes in. It's supposed to be more of like a breathable lighter foundation. It didn't give off a lot of coverage. It didn't cover a lot of the areas that I do like to be covered when I wear foundation, so that was another thing that just kind of turned me off from it. But overall, I just didn't care for this. Like, it didn't do anything for me, and like I said, for my skin type, it just didn't work. So maybe if you are more of a dry skin, you would like this foundation, or even if you have normal skin, this may be something that works for you. But just for me, okay, it was a no. It was a baby no, because I was a hot oily mess with this. So I noticed that I don't really talk a lot about mascaras here on my channel. For me, pretty much all mascaras would do something to my little tiny baby non-existent lashes. Like, I literally have no lashes at all, so any help is something. And I don't really run across too many mascaras that just don't do anything at all for me, like nothing. But this CoverGirl Peacock Flare mascara was trash. When I say it did nothing, like, it didn't add anything at all to my lashes, and I was so shocked, because like I said, normally I can get a little length, I can, you know, get a little something just because I kind of don't have any lashes at all. But I didn't notice anything, and I thought I would like this because the wand is usually wands that kind of work to get to my little small lashes. But even with this type of wand, I did not get anything at all from it. I thought maybe I could use it on my bottom lashes, but it didn't even really do anything for my bottom lashes at all. And it said like Peacock Flare. Child, there was no flare to this peacock. Okay, I don't know, like I just was really surprised by this, because like I said, it didn't do anything at all. If anything, it added a little color. Like, I mean, it's black mascara, so it added like a little bit of blackness to my lashes, but it didn't, like, nothing. And I used this on multiple occasions. I really did try and make this work, and it just, no, it was no. Got some lip products that just did not work, like, not at all. These NYX Strictly Vinyl lip glosses, I ended up picking up 2 shades. These are the shades that I got. I thought these colors were going to be so bomb. I don't even know what I was expecting from the whole name, like Strictly Vinyl. I just thought these would be really cool colored lip glosses, but oh my gosh, these are the stickiest, like, most uncomfortable glosses of life. I ended up getting the shade Sugar Mama, which is the lighter one. I am going to go ahead and swatch these for you so you guys could at least see what the color looks like. That is Sugar Mama right there. And then I got Bombshell. I just thought that these colors combined would probably be like really pretty colors. Can you guys even see how thick they are? Like, this wasn't even like a deep swatch. These things are so thick on your lips. Oh my gosh. And they are so sticky and so uncomfortable. Like, you can't eat with this. You can't, like, don't let it be a windy day, because child, your hair will just get stuck and just be there. And oh, I hated these so much. These are just sticky, uncomfortable. Like, the color is really pretty, but other than that, no, like, nothing about this. Oh, I hated the way it felt on my lips. I guess I'm just not a fan of vinyl. If this is what vinyl feels like, it's gonna have to be a no for me, because these things were just, ugh. So next up is a primer. This is the YSL All Hours Primer. Here is what it looks like. And you guys already know YSL Yves Saint Laurent is expensive, okay? This was an expensive primer. I had heard a lot of good things about it. I have the All Hours concealer, and I do really like that concealer. It's actually the concealer I'm wearing today. And this primer though, as much as I wanted to love it, like All Hours, you guys know I'm combination oily. It's supposed to be a matte finish. It has SPF 18 and sunscreen and all that good stuff, but child, no. When you initially apply it, I will say that it gives a matte feel to my skin, so I did really like that, but it did not hold up at all. It did not keep my face matte for long periods of time, and that is something that I look for in a primer. I work long hours. I need something that I know is going to keep my makeup in place for those days where I do wear it, which is not often, because child, I sweat too much at work to be trying to be cute. But when I do wear a primer, I want to know that the primer is going to last for as long as I need it to. This did not. Like, at some point the matteness wore off. I also feel like when I wear this, and it's probably because of the SPF in it, it does give like that white cast, but I always feel like you can kind of see the white cast underneath my makeup. What I ended up having to do was like put a powder on top of it, like prime my face, and then just set it loosely with the powder and then apply my foundation, and I didn't notice the white cast. But every other time where I just tried to do it regular how I do all my other primers, I noticed like the white cast coming from underneath my makeup. It was really weird. Like I said, this is an expensive brand, so for me, I always expect more, and I will hold high-end brands to a higher standard, because you should be getting what you pay for, and this just did not do it for me. Now, a couple of you guys have told me to try this with the Tatcha Skin Perfecting Primer, which you guys know I love. A lot of you guys, or a couple of you guys, have told me that the combination of these two is amazing. I haven't gotten around to trying it yet, but I've tried out this primer quite a few times. So on its own, I don't like it. Like, I don't care for it at all. And I feel like I have some drugstore primers that are better than this, but I have had it for a while, and I doubt I could take it back at this point. So I am going to go ahead and try to mix it with that Tatcha primer, and hopefully that saves it, because if not, this was just a total waste, because it's horrible. Like, no Yves Saint Laurent, no. And then the final product, okay, let me just say, it does what it's intended to do. It's not a fail because it doesn't do the job. I think it does the job a little too well. This is the Kat Von D Color Correcting Eyeshadow Primer, the Locket Primer. Here's what the packaging looks like. I had heard a lot of people rave about this. I have mine in the shade tan. So I finally stumbled upon these in, I think it was either TJ Maxx or Marshall's, and they had them advertised for $4.99. So I was like, listen, I've been wanting to try it anyway, so why not get it at a discounted price? These things, like I say, it does the job. A Locket like primer, eyeshadow primer, you put this thing on your lid and it locks like clink clink. But that is where my problem comes in. I feel like once you blend it out, and you have to be really quick because this thing dries down like super fast. Like you got to get them fingers in motion to blend this thing out. But once it dries down, it doesn't budge. But then when I apply my eyeshadows, I feel like my eyeshadows don't budge either. Like blending this out is so hard. I end up feeling like I'm at muscle failure by the time I try to like blend out my eyeshadows using this. So like I said, I mean, it works. I guess it locks your eyeshadows in place, but it locks them in a little too much for me because I end up not being able to properly blend out my eyeshadow. So I guess if it was something where maybe I was only doing like a one shader, you know what I'm saying, just putting something in my crease to kind of like give my eyes definition and doing something real quick, then maybe. But that's usually not the case for me. I know I'm going to use more than one eyeshadow, and I always want my eyeshadow to look blended, but they always come off looking unblended whenever I use this. So it definitely works, but a little too much, okay? Like, unlock it a little bit. Just a little bit, because otherwise, no. I mean, and I didn't pay full price, so I can't complain too much for it, but I did buy 3 because I thought I was going to love them that much, but no. Alright guys, so that is it for 5 things I did not like in the month of May. Definitely let me know what you guys think of the products I showed. If you have any of these, or whether you love them or not, let us know down below. As I say all the time, this is just what did not work for me. If one of these is your favorite product, like, don't come for me in the comment section, okay? It just didn't work out for me. As always, thank you guys so much for rocking with me. I know my work schedule has been really crazy, but in the next few weeks it should clear up a little bit, and I should start getting the videos out to you guys on more of a regular basis. But I thank you for your continued support, and until next time, bye YouTube.